Oh no! Where is everything? All of my things got messed up. Oh no. How could this be? How could I goof it up this bad? Oops. Apologies everyone. Man, what are these camera settings? Oh, look at this. What are these filters? Oh my god. Turn that crap off. Ugh. Yeah, get rid of that color correction. Ugh. You switch a stream over to YouTube and everything goes haywire. But hey, we're happy to be part of YouTube now. Bear with me. We're gonna get our music going. We're gonna get our usual. Here we go. There we go. Okay. It's been a little bit. And I hear you can't just chat in Streamlabs anymore for YouTube. You gotta do a bunch of other crazy things. Well, hello. I'm Jakin. Let's make sure you can actually hear the music. Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah, I'm Jakin. I'm awkward. Welcome to our first official stream. For those of you who don't know, we are doing a writing challenge. We're participating in NaNoWriMo, and basically we have to write a fantasy novel in 30 days. A novel being 50,000 words. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be like ready to publish, ready to go. It just needs to be a first draft, 50,000 words. So you already know how that goes. Oh, we've got to update our stream layout and stuff. This is more twitchy than YouTubey, if that makes any sense. All right, let's go ahead and get the other one set up, the one that's messing up. At least we have us right here. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our Google Docs ready. Go over to Safari. No, we're in Google Chrome this time. Oh man. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, boom, supersize the text. Supersize the text for you guys. There we go. So yeah, so far in our fantasy novel, we have Father and Son by Jacob Shaw. We are, let's see, how do you see the word count again? Word count. Display word count. Yeah, we're not a lot of words in. I'll be honest. Why is my camera doing that? Ugh. Maybe that's why we needed the crop factor on it. What? Oh, well that would do it. That's why. Okay, man, we are just we're out of the loop, man. We're out of the loop. We don't even need this this goal anymore. There's no need for it. We can just get rid of that. Get rid of that follower goal. Yeah, boom. Boom, right there. Okay. Let's do this. Turn the music up for myself. So Father and Son, this is where we're at. It's going okay. We have chapter 1. Let's go ahead and read it. You'll see why it's problematic right now. Not problematic like cancel, I mean like problematic like it's just not good. Where does one begin when writing down their adventures? Believe me, I would love to start this book clearly and concisely, but I'm not sure it's that easy. A lot has happened since I left Sherwood. Oh my, I'm overdoing it. Let's start with introductions. My name is Pimpkin Big Bloom. I'm a little folk from Sherwood. It is a fantastic place to get away from the crazy parts of Kincaria. It is often known to outsiders as the Floral Getaway. Our town makes a lot of money off big folk going on holiday. Although it's usually humans who stop by, we do occasionally see a dwarf. How about this? We do occasionally see dwarves. Seeing a dwarf is a very big deal. For 23 years, I've walked these streets, and not once have we ever had an elf come and visit us. Who knows, maybe one day. I love this town. It's so festive and homely. Every Saturday night, the families bring their best dish to the center of our town. We gather around many tables and celebrate life together. By celebrate, I mostly mean drink ale and dance our mighty hearts out. Some of us can sing and get a crowd going. As for others, I'm not sure I would let any of them so much as talk to me. Let's say that their singing voice is as lovely as a dragon's droppings. Ooh. Anyways, I come from a long line of Big Blooms. My mother, Zora Deepwoods, always told me, son, joy is one of the most precious things in life. To live without joy or love is to live in a constant state of loneliness. Yep, I would always reply. But what about the people who don't deserve our love? This is where I'm just going to delete. There's no need for any of that because it's unnecessary. I don't know where I was going with it. We're kind of discovery writing. We're kind of just making this up as we go. Well, I have an idea, so I have a clear idea of what it is it's going to be. But in my bullet points of seeing where it's going to go, I didn't think to, write a beginning for my book. I also didn't think about the perspective. Ultimately, it took first person. I'm not too big on it, but we're gonna try to push through and see. But we definitely got to get our word count up. We were supposed to get to 1,600 words yesterday, and we were only at 300, and now we're back to 225. So let's do this together. Us Big Blooms have always been a big part Us Big Blooms have always I need to transition. I need a transition from introducing Pimpkin, the town of Sherwood, very vaguely. It's mostly a vacation spot for big folk. And I need to figure out how to transition from this to the next thing, which is the family. We gotta introduce the family. The Big Blooms are one of the largest families in Sherwood. In my house alone, there are, and this is where I go refer to my notes. How many people are in Pimpkin's family? He has what, 3 brothers and sisters and parents? Okay, let's see. Notes. There's Kim Kim, Sim Kim, and Jim Kim. In my house alone, there are 4 children. including myself, my parents, their grandparents, and our pet rabbit, Babu. Let's see what Grammarly has to say. Ah! I just want to know if Grammarly has anything to say. How do I like Grammarly? I mean, sure, I like it. No. just tell me what needs to be done. Nothing yet? Okay. And our pet rabbit, Babu. Grammarly's thinking, no, nothing yet? Wow, maybe we are writers now. All right, let's go and describe our siblings for a little bit. Let's see, my two, it's Kim Kim, Sim Kim, and Jim Kim. Two sisters. Let's see, in my house alone, there are 4 children, 2 parents, so that's 6, 7, 8, and 9. In my house alone, there are 8 halflings and our pet rabbit, Babu. I have 2 sisters, Simkin and Kim Kim, and a brother named Jimkin. Well, we don't like Kim. No, we're adding it to our dictionary. Kim Kim. Add to dictionary. Jimkin. Simkin and Kimkin are very... Simkin and Kimkim are often confused for each other. I love them to death, but there's not a lot of difference in their personalities. But there's not a lot of difference in their personalities. I don't know where I'm trying to go with that. Simkin and Kimkin are often confused about each other. Are often... No, we gotta reword the sentence. People often confuse Simkin and Kimkin for one another. I love them to death, but there's not a lot of difference in their personalities. They both strive to run a restaurant. I cannot spell restaurant. Okay, they both strive to write a restaurant. They both strive to run a restaurant. Marry an elf. And they both strive to run a restaurant, marry an elf, and write novels on the side. Alright, so why does Grammarly not like an elf? Marry an elf and write novels on the side. Their novels are quite good. I wish I could say the same for their cooking. My brother, Jimkin, is a rowdy... My brother Jimkin is a rowdy troublemaker. Let's see. It's a rowdy troublemaker. Troublemaker, one word. That it was. My brother Jimkin is a rowdy troublemaker. We often have to bail him out of difficult situations involving the possession of the what should Jim Kim steal? We often have to bail him out of difficult situations involving the possession. Maybe it's... We often have to bail him out of difficult situations involving... involving being tied to various landmarks. Yes, you read that right. I'm often just as confused as you are. A little bit of fourth wall breaking with Pimkin. How about that? There's probably something wrong with doing that, but we haven't found it yet, so we're just gonna keep going, because I don't know how to write. Word count, 351 words. Woo! Just 1,300 more to go for today. Oh, we got 6 suggestions from Grammarly, but they're all premium ones, so we're not gonna worry about it. All right, let's describe Pimkin's parents next. Let's say my parents, Joran Big Bloom, and what did I name her? What is her name? I didn't name her. Yes, I did. Zora Deepwoods. My parents, Joran Big Bloom and Zora Deepwoods, are some of the finest people I have ever met. Hey, we're on page 2! We made it to page 2, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. My parents, Joran Big Bloom and Zora Deepwoods, are some of the finest people I have ever met. I can only hope to be as successful in my overall life as they are now. Mom taught me just about everything I need to know Mom taught me just about everything I need to know about the world outside of Sherwood. She's always been a fan of extremely careful with making sure that we were raised to understand the importance of a good education. She never liked teaching one subject. In fact, learning with her was sometimes difficult, as she would often bounce from subject to subject in the same sentence. Oh, do we have a Grammarly thing? In fact, comma. Remove the phrase in fact, comma. Okay. Sure. Literally, oh god, why are we... I don't need those. I don't pay for Grammarly. Often bounce from subject to subject in the same sentence. It's because of her. Let's see, it's my mom's love of knowledge that has inspired me to pursue a college in the great city of... So, this takes place in my homebrew world of Aderon. And when it was a home game, it was called this great city that he's referring to. It was called Nanda Parbat. Let me see. Hold on. Writing a fantasy novel in 30 days. Can we do it? All right, so yeah, it was called Nanda Parbat, and I need a new city name. I need a new city name because I can't call it Nanda Parbat. Because Nanda Parbat is from DC Comics. It's where Ra's al Ghul lives. It's where Batman often has encounters with the League of Shadows or League of Assassins, or depending on which version you watch. So, how do we do this? We gotta have a new city name. We need it to sound grand. We need it to sound epic in scope. It's supposed to be like the city of the continent of Kincaria. Very, very much like Gondor in Middle-earth. The White City. Things like that. We need a grand name, so let's do that. Let's see, fantasy name generator. Let's do it. You already know. We're in the fantasy name generator. We're gonna go to places and location. Actually, just fantasy. Fantasy, code names. Robot, rocks, pirates, pets, companions. No, it's just quite literally gonna be names. Yeah, places and locations. We need a grand city. I'm trying to pick this certain island names, kingdom names. Yeah, let's go with kingdom names. There we go. Drudo. Exaven. God, those are a lot of gibberish. Munning, Dynand, Eushitopia, Treria. Let's name it after a famous king. That's probably what the city would be named anyways. Calciano, Topiston, Kratos. Kratos is kind of cool. Let's go with that. Let's go with Kratos. I kind of like that. In the great city of Kratos. We're going to add that to our personal dictionary. There we go. It's my mom's love of knowledge that has inspired me to pursue a college in the great city of Kratos. However, it's not for what she thinks it is. I'm hoping to attend to learn about the art of Arcana. I hope to one day be a powerful wizard. Mom was never big on the whole adventure thing. That passion comes from my father. Dad was one of the first halflings in our village. To go out on adventures. Much like myself, he was born without magic. But does know a spell or two. He learned this from his companion Ogok. Dad used to be gone for long periods of time. his return, he would often make up for the time lost by bringing souvenirs from his adventures. He would also gather all of the kids around the fireplace. He would also gather all of the kids around the fireplace and tell us of his latest adventures. All right, now we got to set up Dad to be boom. How can you live up to this? Let's see. Over the years, we would hear tales of fighting dragons. Obviously, you gotta have dragons in there. I mean, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Come on, what you doing here? Over the years, we would hear tales of fighting dragons. Infiltrating. Infiltrating underground cults. Over the years, we would hear tales of fighting dragons, infiltrating underground cults, and even going on sailing voyages. We would hear tales of fighting dragons, infiltrating underground cults, and even going on sailing voyages. I'm sure Grammarly has something to say about it. Nothing? Remove redundancy. Dad used to be gone for long periods. Dad used to be gone for months at a time. How about that? We got a problem with that, Grammarly? No? Okay. Over the years, we would hear tales of fighting dragons, infiltrating underground cults, and even going on sailing voyages. His love for adventure was contagious, but his love for his family was inspiring. Dad isn't perfect, but he puts his family first. Dad isn't perfect, but he puts his family first. He helps Mom do the dishes, washes our clothes, and even cares for our garden. Uh-oh. Grammarly turned red. What we got? What we got, Grammarly? Nothing? Oh, there it is. And even cares for our garden. Okay, that's cool. And even cares for our garden. It wasn't until a few months ago. It wasn't until a few months ago when Dad first started to act strange. It wasn't until a few months ago that Dad first started to act strange. He had just come back from one of his He had just come back from one of his adventures. And everyone in the town flooded the gates. And everyone of the he had just come back from one of his adventures, and everyone in the town flooded the gates to see him. He didn't look well. He was covered head to toe. He was covered head to toe in scratches and bruises. Nothing new to him. But this time he carried with him a stare into nothingness. He was quite cold to the people who came out to greet him. It was quite rude. It was quite rude and unlike him. Hey, we're on page 3! Let's go! Page 3! We're gonna do a little stretch. There we go. There we go. This is so much better. This is so much better doing this on a live stream. I could actually be held accountable and people can say if it's stupid or not. Page 3. And how many words in are we? We are 729 words in. Wow. There we go. Okay, we're slowly doing it. Let's stretch our wrists a little bit, and then we're gonna go back to the keyboard. Ooh, y'all, can y'all hear that? Probably not. They're popping really loudly. Okay, here we go. We're 729 words. We're trying to get to 1600 before we have to stop the stream today. Can we do it? Let's see. We didn't get to 1600 yesterday, so that puts us at, what is that, 30, is that 3200 words that we need by tonight? 1600 times 2, yeah, 3200 words by tonight. Oh, 50,000 words, huh? Okay, let's start by reading our last paragraph and moving forward. All right, so Dad isn't perfect, but he puts his family first. He helps Mom do the dishes, washes our clothes, and even cares for our garden. It wasn't until a few months ago that Dad first started to act strange. He had just come back from one of his adventures, and everyone in the town flooded the gates to see him. He didn't look well. He didn't look too well? Will Grammarly panic if we say look too well? He didn't look too well. He was covered head to toe in scratches and bruises. He was covered head to toe in scratches and bruises, nothing new to him, but this time he carried with him a stare into nothingness. He was quite cold to the people who came out to greet him. It was quite rude and unlike him. It was extremely rude and unlike him. When we eventually, where do we go? Where do we go from here? So we're trying to set up Pimpkin's call to action, essentially. So he looks up to his mother and his father. He looks up to the mother for being an intelligent woman. Pursue knowledge, pursue anything your heart desires, blah blah blah. And then we have his father, who is his town adventurer. He's quite known in the town. And then suddenly one day comes back and is very cold to everyone. And very rude, as Pimpkin describes it. But he's not going to say what happened. He's going to refuse to talk about it. There's going to be little hints that he will say here and there. Maybe he'll start to tell a story, but he won't finish that story. Basically, these next few paragraphs need to set up Pimpkin deciding to go out on his own adventure. So we need to establish that part with his father. His dad suddenly turning a 180, saying, "Don't go on adventures. They're a silly waste of time. They bring nothing but harm." So we need Pimpkin to kind of go what happened and decide to solve the mystery on his own. So, when we eventually got him through the crowd and to the house, he collapsed. I can't spell. He collapsed into Mom's arms and began to cry. It was very unusual. It was very unusual to see him cry. Normally, this was saved for speeches at weddings or seeing family reunite, or seeing families reunite after a period of time. When we eventually got him through the crowd into the house, he collapsed into Mom's arms. He collapsed into Mom's arms and began to cry. It was very unusual to see him cry. Normally, this was saved for speeches at weddings or seeing families reunite after a period of time. Normally, this was saved for speeches at a wedding or seeing families reunite after a period of time. But never after coming back. But never after returning from an adventure. That night, he took his time getting ready for dinner. It must have been 2 hours or so. He took his time getting ready for dinner. It must have been 2 hours or so before he eventually sat down at the table. It must have been 2 hours or so before he eventually sat down at the table. Jimkin, the youngest of the Big Blooms, asked, "Is everything okay?" No. He replied. Give it time, and it will be. All right, so when writing dialogue in a book, how I didn't think about this part. How do you write dialogue in a book? Like, how do you format that? Do you know what I mean? Like does if you're spacing for a line of dialogue, do you still indent it over as if it's like a new paragraph? Do you get rid of that indent? And then if you're breaking it up, like, no, he replied, give it time and it will be. Like it's his sentence, but you break it apart in the middle. How do you do this? Good question. I have no idea. What's up, Ian? We're making a Pimpkin origin book. God, how? All right, let's look up something. Let's say Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, free PDF. If you're gonna use a fantasy book as a reference, why not go to Percy Jackson, right? Let's find some kind of line of dialogue. Come on. Okay, so here he goes. Okay, so it is still indented with the paragraph, it looks like. Anyway, Nancy Bobofit was throwing wads of sandwich that stuck in his curly brown hair, and she knew I couldn't do anything back to her because I was already on probation. The headmaster had threatened me with death by in-school suspension if anything bad, embarrassing, or even mildly entertaining happened on this trip. I'm going to kill her, I mumbled. Okay, so if you're completing a sentence and then you end it with the description, I'm going to kill her, comma, break from the sentence, I mumbled. Grover tried to calm me down. Period. It's okay. I like peanut butter. It's okay. I like peanut butter. What? You got this, bro. Ben, how's it going, man? Great to see you. We're writing a Pimpkin origin story. We got Ben and Ian in the chat. What a fantastic day. We're trying to figure out how to format dialogue. 50,000 words in 1 month. I was supposed to get 1,600 done yesterday, but I had a stroke when trying to write it because I managed to think of all the bullet points about him and Ogok when they first meet, but I didn't think about how to get to the point where they meet. Crazy, right? Okay, so we're trying to figure out. So right now we have this dialogue piece. No, he replied. Give it time and it will be. So would it be no, comma? He replied. Give it time and it will be. How do you break up in the sentence? You're already on probation, comma. He reminded me. You know he'll get blamed if anything happens. Okay. Boom. There we go. So we got it right, I think. Jimkin, the youngest of the Big Blooms, asked. The youngest of the Big Blooms asked, "Is everything okay?" No, he replied. Give it time and it will be. What do you want, Grammarly? A period of time? Yeah, but I like that. like seeing after some time. Thank you, Grammarly. No, he replied. Give it time and it will be. So the lines of dialogue still say indented like it's a new paragraph. Okay, so like, all right, so in Percy Jackson, for example, you're already on probation, he reminded me. You know who will get blamed if anything happens. It then cuts to this thing right here. Looking back on it, I wish I'd decked Nancy Boba Fett right then and there. In-school suspension would have been nothing compared to the mess I was about to get myself into. And then the next line isn't indented. Mr. Brunner led the museum tour. Why? Why is that not indented? Is that an adaptation error from like the book to this free PDF? Or is that on purpose? Is it because it doesn't take up and like two spaces, like two paragraph lines? But if that's the case, what about this one over here? It blew my mind that this stuff had survived for 2,000, 3,000 years. Why isn't that? Why is Mr. Brunner? It's got to be an error. It's got to be like a little typing error. I'm looking too hard into it. I'm thinking too hard about it. No, he replied. Give it time and it will. See, after dinner, we all sat around the table. No, we all sat around the fireplace. After dinner, we all sat around the fireplace, eagerly waiting to hear the tale about his recent adventure. After dinner, we all sat around the fireplace, eagerly waiting to hear the tale about his latest adventure. He stared into the fireplace. He stared into the fireplace, sitting eerily. Is that how you say it? Or is it eerily still? Like creepy still. He stared into the fireplace, sitting eerily still. Who's gonna speak first? Is it Pimpkin? I think Pimpkin's a little too calculated. He's kind of a people watcher, so he's not gonna. Actually, he would call someone out. Hold on. No, let's use Jimkin. Jimkin is the one that kind of gets in trouble first. So how has your day been? Wait, okay, so how's your day been? Jimkin asked. So, like, what do you do if you have a question, but you need to do the whole, like, so-and-so said, so-and-so asked? What do you do if there's a question? We gotta find more dialogue. We gotta find examples. I turned around and said, "Will you shut up?" So it ends in a question mark. It can do that because it's set up as I turned around and said. It came out louder than I meant it to. The whole group laughed, and Mr. Brunner stopped his story. "Mr. Jackson," he said, "did you have a comment?" My face was totally red. I said, "No, sir." Mr. Brunner pointed to one of the pictures on the steel. "Perhaps you'll tell us what this picture represents." God, Mr. Brunner. Okay, there we go. Boom! So yes. So how has your day been? Jimkin asked. Okay. So we're doing it right. Okay. So dialogue isn't as hard as I thought it was, but it's definitely not easy. Dad jumped and looked in his direction with a forced smile. It's been quite a lovely day. Thank you. It's been quite a lovely day, he replied. Thank you all for the warm welcome. It's such a blessing to have you all here. Thank you all for the warm welcome. It's such a blessing to have you all here. He quickly turned his attention back to the fireplace and took a sip of his nightly tea. His hands were trembling. Would you prefer that we call it a night? Mom asked. No need, he replied. This is lovely. Besides, I'm not that tired. Something was wrong. Dad was always ready to talk. Dad was always ready to tell us a story. Dad was always ready to tell us a story. Simkin and Kimkin gave me a stern look and nodded in his direction. Something was wrong. Dad was always ready to tell us a story. Simkin and Kimkin gave me a stern look and nodded in his direction. It's frustrating. And nodded in his direction. it's I'm having to think of like the little details, you know what I mean? Dad was always ready to tell us a story. Something was wrong. Dad was always ready to tell us a story. Simpkin and Kimkin gave me a stern look and nodded in his direction. I hate that our communication exceeds words. So, I chimed nervously. What? Where did you go for your latest adventure? Dad froze. In the middle, Dad froze in the middle of setting his tea down, nearly spilling it. After pondering for a moment, he replied, I went to Zaragar. After pondering for a moment, he replied quietly, I went to Zaragar. Mom's eyes widened. Now, what good could come out of that? Why would you do such a foolish thing? She asked sternly. Page 4, baby! Page 4! Let's go! Page 4, victory stretch. Victory rotate.
Let's go! Poggers in the chat! Let's freaking go!
Page 4. How many words are we at? We're now at 1,031 words. Let's go. 600 more to go. Can we do it in 15 minutes? Well, we started off today with 200. Almost 300. 60 minutes ago. We might could do it. Poggers, yes sir, yes sir. Man, now that I've moved over to YouTube, I need to like add all of the emotes on the side of the streaming stuff now. I basically just need to relearn how to stream. It's like a whole new website. Okay. Page 4 of the fantasy novel. How do we what's Dad's limit? What's Dad's limit? How do we push him so that he shares just enough to pull you in, just enough for the reader to be pulled in, but enough for it to still be a mystery? Mom's eyes widened. Now what good could come out of that? Why would you do such a foolish thing? She asked sternly. Indiana Jones reference. Fortune and glory. He replied. Fortune and glory. Nah, let's not do an Indiana Jones reference. As much as I want to. What's he gonna respond with? Why would you go to Zaragar? Ogok and I took a job offer from the what were the name of my syndicates in Zaragar? My players never went to Zaragar. They got like right up to the border, decimated a city, and then left. They dipped. So I don't know. Ogok and I took a job offer from the something syndicate. We need a cool sounding name. Something syndicate. I would one syllable. I keep wanting to say the Pike Syndicate, but that's Star Wars. Can't use the Pike Syndicate. Ogok and I took a job offer from the oh, bro, I didn't even see Ben's message of "I miss you so much." I'm seeing it on the stream, but I'm not seeing it in my chat. Why did it disappear? Ben, I miss you too, man. I miss you too. Ogok and I took a job offer from the you know what? It's time to go back to fantasy name generator. When in doubt, fantasy name generator. Other names, hacker names, cult names. I don't know if we need cult names, but secret order names. Let's try secret order names. Let's see what we got from there. The Flame Syndicate, Nightmare Syndicate, Vigilance Syndicate, Evanescent Snow, the Jade, Mad, the Orange Whip, the Frigid Expansion, the Flame. I kind of like the Flame, Sapphire Syndicate. The First Face, the Shadow. Whip Syndicate, not Whip Syndicate. Can't do that. Serpent. The Velvet Order. Something Order. It's French. The Prime Ring, Saffron Cord, Emerald Knot, the Crimson Quill. The Crimson Quill. We'll do that. Took a job offer from the Crimson Quill. Ogok and I took a job offer from the Crimson Quill. He replied. He replied. He replied. He replied. He replied. He replied. A lot of he replied. Ogok and I took a job offer from the Crimson Quill. He replied. We were paid to hunt down a creature we were paid to hunt down a creature who called himself. All right, now we need a name. We were paid to hunt down a creature who called himself blank. Actually, no. We were paid to hunt down a creature. What creature? We were paid to hunt down a creature. He paused. He took another sip of his He shakily took another sip of his tea. What creature? Kimkin asked. Oh, Kimkin asked. Dad sat silently for a moment. Dad sat in silence for a moment. He took one final sip of his tea and said, "I would rather not speak of it." I would rather not speak of it. We were all silent in that moment. What had happened? We were all silent at that moment. He got up from his chair, adjusted his lounging robe, and picked up his teacup. Is it comma and? Yeah, comma and. Picked up his teacup. I would like to thank you all. Oh. He took a deep breath and looked at us all, and looked at us. I want you to know that I love each and every one of you. Is teacup one word? It is. I want you to know that I love each and every one of you. You all are my world. I want you to know that I love each and every one of you. He started. You all are my world. Yes. That includes you, Babu. He said, gesturing to the rabbit. It's important for you all to know that life isn't always fun. Adventures can be quite dangerous. Sure, they can be rewarding and bring a certain level of fame and glory, but more often than not, they are a waste of time. I didn't know what to say to that. He wished us all a good night and went to his bedroom to retire. Mom? I don't know what to say to that. He wished us all good night and went to his bedroom to retire. Mom gave each of us a look of assurance. I'm sure he'll be fine in no time, she said. I forgot, is it capital she said? Or, I didn't. She said. I'm sure he'll be fine in no time, she said. It's about time we all got some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. She said as she walked off. Okay, Grammarly, what are you trying to suggest? Each and every? Each and every may be redundant. I want you to know that I love you, that I love every one of you. Okay, sure. Sure, we'll go with that. What in the world? What the fizzlesticks? What the fizzlesticks was that? I asked my siblings. Change the verb. What the fizzlesticks were that? How is that correct? That can't be correct. Grammarly told me to do that? Are you kidding me? What the fizzle sticks were that? What the hell just happened? I asked my siblings. Simkin stood up. I'm not entirely sure, but I wouldn't attempt to pry at him any further. I have no such intentions. I replied. Oh, I replied. Pimpkin, all you do is pry. Simkin replied. What? No. Add a dictionary. We haven't added Pimpkin yet? He says it in the first page. Oh god, we're almost at another page. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it, guys. Pimpkin, all you do is pry. Simkin replied. I would leave the situation alone and try to move on. Jimkin. Isn't this weird? Isn't this weird to you? I asked. Back me up here. It's very weird, he said. Ah, it's very weird, he said. I'm going to agree with Simkin and Kimkin. Oh wait, this was supposed to be Kimkin, not Simkin. Because Simkin starts it off, Kimkin finishes. Kimkin, how you do? Kimkin, Pimpkin, all you do is pry. Kimkin exclaimed, Kimkin said annoyingly. It's very weird, he said. I'm going to agree with Simkim and Kimkim. Dad needs time to rest. Dad needs time to rest. Maybe he'll share more when he's ready.
Page 5, let's go! We got to page 5! Yes, sir!
That means it's time to stretch. There we go. There we go. How are we feeling so far? I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a lot better than I was last night about it. Last night I still don't think it's a strong start, especially that first page, but I think it's kind of gradually gotten to a nice point. How many pages is a normal chapter? How many pages is a normal chapter? Many novelists these days prefer chapters that are between 1,500 words or 6 book pages and 8,000 words or 32 book pages. 8,000 words. That's gotta be a big book. That's gotta be a big, big book. All right, so we're at, what's our word count now? We're now at 1,341 words. Golly, that's awesome. Oops, there we go. All right, so the three of them went to bed. The three of them went to bed while I stayed in my favorite chair. What sort of creature would have this kind of effect on my dad? What sort of creature would have this kind of effect on my dad? Who were the Crimson? Who were the Crimson Quill? Why did they want this creature found? Let's see. I ended up asking myself these questions all night. I ended up asking myself these questions for many nights. Each day, as each day passed, Dad got better. He began to apologize to people he passed by on his walks. He began to apologize for his rudeness to people he would pass by on his walks. I don't know how to word that. I don't know how to do this, man. Free virtual girls chat in your city. Free virtual girls chat in your city. Free virtual girls chat in your city? What? That's crazy. Wow. Oh man, how about we just report and ban? How about that? It timed out. Ooh. And remove. Boop. Report, and report. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, scrub. You don't belong here. He began to apologize for his rudeness to people. He began to apologize for his rudeness to the Command Z. To the people he would pass on his walks. Every now and then, I would try to ask him if he was ready to talk about what happened. Oh, what? What do you want, Grammarly? Every now and then may be redundant. Now and then, I would try to ask him if he was ready to talk about what occurred on his adventure. To this, he would reply, no. To this, he would reply, Pimpkin, it's probably best that you leave Pimpkin, it's probably best that you leave these adventures to the past. Pimpkin, it's probably best that you leave these adventures to the past. What a cryptic old man. I became increasingly frustrated with him as time went on. As it got closer to college submissions, as it got closer to I became increasingly frustrated with him as time went on. As it got closer to the deadline for my college submission, he became increasingly unsupportive of my decisions. He doesn't want Pimpkin to go to school to learn magic. He doesn't want Pimpkin to go to a school and be influenced by people who go on adventures. I don't know. I think this is an okay spot to take a little break. We're at 1,484 words. That's already a lot better than yesterday. So very, very good. Very, very much an improvement today. I hope to do this again soon because this was a lot of fun. So maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Next time I do this will probably be like a Sunday night. Sunday night and possibly Tuesday night. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me in this live stream where I kind of pump out some more of the challenge today of writing 50,000 words for a fantasy novel in a month. This is day 2, and we're supposed to have 3,200 words by the end of today. So that's tough. That's really tough. Maybe I'll get that done tonight. I hope so. We'll see. Kind of depends how I feel after work. But yeah, thank you guys for all your support on the video. That's meant a lot. If you haven't already, give this stream a like. Leave a comment on the stream. The VOD is going to be up so you can rewatch it if you want. And there goes the music. Music's ending. And yeah, every day there's going to be a new short uploaded discussing the progress if it's not seen on stream. And if you don't see the shorts, then check out the video, which will be released next Wednesday. Next Wednesday will be the first 1 week report of writing a fantasy novel in 30 days. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. And until next time, Alon Z.